Now it's still just a non-CDB database that has been plugged in, but we haven't really converted it yet. So let's look at that. First, I open my PDB and then I switch into it. Next, I use the non-CDB to PDB script to complete the migration. Now I'm transforming my non-CDB database into a proper PDB. And when that completes, I have to restart my pluggable database. After that, I can query PDB plugin violations to determine if there are any issues that I have to attend to. Next, I'll ensure that the database is in fact opened in read-write mode and unrestricted. And finally, I can ensure that my PDB starts up together with the container database if it restarts by saving the state of my PDB. So let me sum up. Migrating to a PDB requires downtime. How much downtime do you need? Well, the answer is, as always, not 42, but it depends. Typically, it takes 10 to 30 minutes, but it really varies a lot. And if you have a database with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of objects, you should expect that the runtime is longer than that. But the good thing is that once the script runs to completion, you won't have to run it ever again in that database. You only have to run it once. But be advised, the process itself is irreversible. And we will talk about fallback options a little later. I've prepared a little demo where we can see how you can convert a non-CDB database to a PDB. My non-CDB is called DB19, but I would like to rename it to sales when I plug it in. First, in my non-CDB database, I generate a manifest file. I then switch to the container database, and I use the function check plug compatibility to see if there are any issues when I plug it in as sales. No, PDB is compatible, so let's go ahead. Wait. First, I have to query PDB plugin violations. There are some warnings that I should be aware of, but no errors, so let's just go ahead. In my DB19, my non-CDB database, I then shut it down and restart in read-only mode. Then I regenerate the manifest file. And finally, I shut down the non-CDB database for good. In my container database, I issue a create pluggable database statement. I give it the name sales, and I use the manifest file. And then I open sales. There are some warnings, that's expected. I switch into the sales container, and I run the non-CDB to PDB script. This will now complete the migration to PDB. After a while, it completes. Let's see, there it is. And now I have to restart my PDB. Close and open. And let me query plugin violations again. Most warnings are gone. There is still one though that I have to look at, but the database opens in read-write mode and unrestricted, so users can now start to use the database, and then I save the state.